Okay, so I'm going to spend this entire video talking about Keffals. If you don't know who this is a transgender activist. Is kind of popular on Twitter and kind of popular on Twitch. Her rise to popularity was for three things. One was ratioing people on Twitter, and basically that means like you get more likes than the person that you're responding to. It's a thing that like dorks care about. I think that they think it makes them more correct because more people agree. I guess it means that their logic is infallible. I'm not really sure. The next thing is she tried to take responsibility for the deplatforming of Destiny. Destiny is a Twitch streamer, which Twitch streamers are usually a mess, but and I'm sure that he's had some controversial takes or whatever, but like the thing that he got banned for, one, it wasn't because of her, but also it really, like, Twitch is very picky, choosy. They allow you to say slurs about people, they allow you to say death threats about people, but then on the other foot you can get banned for lesser offenses. It kind of depends on like how popular you are. Their TOS is a joke, but so she claims responsibility for that. Keffals does, I mean. And then the third thing that she's popular for is something called the Drop Kiwi Farms campaign. What that was essentially was Kiwi Farms is a website kind of like 4chan. What they do is they collect a bunch of data against lol cows. How it was founded was it was to make fun of Christian. So it was originally CWC forums, and then it's kind of evolved over time to like all kinds of lol cows. If you don't know what a lol cow is, it's basically just like a goofy internet figure with no introspection that just keeps on acting worse and being worse, and Keffals has turned out to be one of those. So she leads this campaign against Kiwi Farms essentially because they collect data on her and they say like, hey, this person's cringe and weird and a bad human, and she gets very offended by that. So she goes into this whole big Drop Kiwi Farms campaign because she says that they dox and swat her. The entire time she knows that they are basically not responsible for the doxing or the swatting, but it doesn't matter to her. She also lies about them, Kiwi Farms, saying that they are responsible for deaths that they are not. If you want to look up any video about any of this, Destiny actually did a video about this. It's called the Keffals Manifesto, or you can look up Mutahar or some Ordinary Gamers video about this. Essentially what it all boils down to is she lied about that just so she could create, I guess, like a united front against something, have a common enemy with people. And so in doing this, she raises about $105,000. When she raises the $105,000, she basically doesn't do anything with it. So she doesn't take Kiwi Farms to court. She doesn't take the police department that she says swatted her to court, and she doesn't really do anything. She just wasted the money on drugs, and on top of those drugs, she did more drugs, and then after that, she spent money on rehab for the drugs. Another thing that is going on with her right now is basically she got caught sponsoring a TRT, underage TRT forum that was sending testosterone and estrogen to kids. The testosterone and estrogen that they were sending out, though, was it was nothing. It was like there were people that have taken this for, I think it was like 6 weeks or 13 weeks. Normally that's like your optimal window for any kind of endocrinology based changes. It'll be in those time frames. So it'll either be like a month and a half or 3 months. That's normally like the window that you're looking at. And so out of all the people that have taken this, none of them have changed their estrogen. And there was also like cat hair found in it. But the primary issue is that they're sending this off to children, literal under 18, and there's like lolicon that's being like drawn on the outside of these boxes. And when all this comes to the forefront, that she's involved in a Discord room that is grooming, or is having inappropriate conversations with or to or about minors. I don't know about her personally, but it was definitely going on in this Discord. That, like, every criticism that's been made about her, she's been able to hide behind the fact that she's trans. So, like I was saying earlier, some ordinary gamers, that's Mudahar, he made a brilliant, like, investigatory piece about her and basically called out everything that she did, and it had a goofy thumbnail, and in that goofy thumbnail it's just like her drawn poorly, I guess, but because she's drawn poorly, she gets to say, oh, the thumbnail's bad, this is a transphobic, and it's been the same thing for everything. She gets to hide behind transphobia. There is real transphobia in the world, and I feel like it undercuts like everything that a real person who's persecuted has to deal with, like, way worse than just a thumbnail. It's so unrealistic, and her fans shelter her from any criticism because it's so much easier to just write off, hey, that's not good. You can't say that because she's trans, and instead of like realizing that this is just a bad person. You can be bad and trans at the same time. I don't know if that's news to anyone, or why I have to pretend that it is news. It's just, it's crazy. There's like, you're making estrogen in a bathtub and selling it to kids and then talking to kids inappropriately, or you're involved with people who are talking to kids inappropriately. This has nothing to do with you being trans. It has everything to do with you being a bad person. And to weaponize a social class just as a point of deflection for any criticism that you may face, it's disgusting, it's disheartening, it's gross, it's ugly, it's bad. So I want to end this by saying, like, it hurts my heart that she lies about what she's facing, the criticism that she's facing. And some people are so blinded that they agree with her. We have to do better at just accepting that you can criticize someone without hating the group that they belong to. It's so easy to just say, yes, this person did a bad thing. If you don't like something, but the group that you don't like even more is attacking that thing, you don't have to defend that thing. You can just go, you're right. Good point. What do you gain and what do you lose like, from defending this gross behavior. She's not a role model. She's a terrible human being. And we have to not let people like this have any sort of authority, any sort of power, any sort of pull. Because it sets a terrible example for young children and for anyone who wants to step in and have a conversation with the public. So yes, Keffals, if you ever hear this, you are ugly, but not for the reasons that you think. I've been Andrew. That's my goofy little rant for the week. And bye. Love you.